Online classes. Today in this class we will be discussing parts of speech, where we will be seeing pronouns, its kinds, adjectives, its kinds, and degrees of comparison and introduction. As in the earlier classes we have seen that vocabulary is nothing but a stock of words or group of words a person possesses, and we have seen that how to improve one's vocabulary, and we have seen that more the vocabulary, more a competent and eloquent speaker and a writer a person becomes. And we have seen that based on usage and functions in a sentence, these words are classified into different parts of speech, which are nothing but noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. And we have seen that how in a simple poem we can get the idea on different parts of speech and their functions and the definitions. Let's see here the poem. We can see that every name is called noun, naming word, as field and fountain, street and town. In place of noun, the pronoun stands as he and she can clap their hands. The adjective describes a thing as magic wand or bridal ring. The verb means action, something done. To read and write, to jump and run. How things are done, the adverbs tell, as quickly, slowly, badly, well. The preposition shows relation, as in the street, at the station. Conjunctions join in many ways sentences, words, or phrases and clauses. The interjection cries out, "Hawk! I need an exclamation mark." So here in this poem we can sum up that the 8 parts of speech as noun, a naming word, as field and fountain, pronoun instead of noun, he and she, adjective describing word as a magic wand or bridal ring, verb action, word to read, write, to jump, adverbs showing how the things are done as quickly, slowly, badly, well. Preposition shows relation, in the street, at the station. Conjunction joining words, or, and. Interjection showing surprise, hawk. Let's see a riddle on the parts of speech. Can you answer the following riddle? If you're good at parts of speech, you can give the answer. Let's see here. How can you make a slow horse fast? Riddle on the parts of speech. How can you make a slow horse fast? What's the answer? The answer is by not giving it food to eat. Yes, that's the answer. How can you make a slow horse fast? The answer is by not giving it food, you can make a slow horse fast. How? Here, the question given above is a riddle because of the play on the word fast. Fast, as we know, can be used as an adjective, as in the dog ran at a fast pace. Fast pace, describing word, adjective, or as an action word or as a verb in the I fast do not take food on Tuesdays. In the first sentence, the fast is an adjective, whereas in the second sentence, the fast is an action word, verb. In fact, you must have learned about parts of speech. The parts of speech are nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, interjection. So here identification of parts of a speech of a word is easy if we examine the context in the word occurs, and by seeing the prefixes, suffixes that it can take in different positions. Let's see how can we identify parts of speech by examining the context and the prefix suffix that it can take in different positions. Let's see, for example, consider the word fast again. In the sentence, the dog ran at a fast pace. The word fast occurs before a noun. This is usual position of an adjective. Adjective comes before a noun. Further, it can be replaced by faster, fastest, which are comparative and superlative forms of adjective can take. Due to these two reasons, we can confidently say that the word fast in this sentence is an adjective because it comes before noun and it took ER, EST, which are the comparative and superlative forms of adjective. In the sentence second, I fast on Tuesdays. The word fast occurs after the pronoun I fast, which is the subject of the sentence. In this case, we can also say I am fasting today. The verb in English occurs usually after the subject and can take ing form. So we can conclude that fast here is a verb. Look here, what? As the word comes after the subject and took ing form, by that we can say that the word fast in second sentence is a verb, whereas in the first sentence the word fast which comes after a which comes before a noun and took EREST, by that they are saying that it's adjective. So here we can conclude that by examining the context in which the word occurs and by knowing the suffix and prefix positions, we can confidently comes to conclusion that which parts of a speech it is. In fact, it is not necessary even to know the meaning of words to identify their parts of a speech. Without knowing the meaning of the words, we can identify the parts of speech. Let's see how. Here, an example, Jabberwocky from the novel Alice in Wonderland shows. You can see the words The underlined word office. Let's see here. And as in office thought, he stood. The Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffing through the tuggly wood and burbled as it came. Here, uffish and tuggly are adjective as they are found before nouns thought and wood, and the suffix sh and y ending as in selfish and noisy. Look, without knowing the meaning, by seeing the place of the word, what here, as in office thought, he stood. The Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffing through the tuggly wood and burbled as it came. Uffish and tuggly are adjectives as they are found before nouns thought. Uffish thought, tuggly wood. So we can conclude it's adjective before noun describing words, and even though the endings sh and y also help us to identify the word and its parts of speech, whereas Jabberwock is a noun as it is in the subject position and its placed after the article the. Usually, noun take the position of subject and its place after the article the. Wuffing and burble are verbs as they have the endings ing, playing, reading, listening, ing work, action words, ed, past tense. So by seeing endings ing, ed, even though without knowing the meaning, we are coming to conclusion that the which parts of word belongs to. Hope it seems to helpful to us. Let's see in this regard. Take an exercise to tickle your brain. Hope you do. Can you identify the part of speech of the word round in each of the following sentences? The racing car rounded the corner at great speed. The earth is like a round ball. I am bored. Let's play a round of cards. The merry-go-round went round and round. The cat vanished round the corner. Hope you will do this exercise and get a conclusion. The different parts of speech, the words based on the position, based on the usage, based on the function, even without knowing the meaning. Yes, let's come to our topic, pronouns. As a study we have seen about nouns. We have seen that noun is nothing but naming word, and we have some different kinds of noun: proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun, abstract noun. And we have seen that countable and uncountable nouns, and based on gender we have seen masculine, feminine and neuter gender. Let us see today pronouns. What are pronouns? Pronouns are words used in place of nouns or noun phrases. Means the word which is used instead of noun are called pronouns. Example: I, we, he, she, her, yours, it, this, me, us. Let us see different kinds of pronouns. Let's see one more time. What are pronouns? Pronouns are words which are used in the place of nouns or noun phrases. I, we, he, she, her, yours, it, this, me, us. Let's see different kinds of pronouns. Personal pronouns: I, we, you, he, she, it, me, him, her, they, and them. Reflexive pronoun himself, themselves. Possessive pronouns this, that. Demonstrative pronouns these, those. I hope you do practice from the textual exercise, and you may be learning what is all this kind of pronouns. Simply personal pronouns, reflexive pronouns based on the function, possessive pronouns these, that, demonstrative pronoun the word showing something, these, those, indefinite pronouns such as some, any, no one, nobody, interrogative pronouns asking questions, what, which, who, relative pronouns showing the relation, whom, whose. I hope you practice from a textbook as you're learning since high school. These all kind of pronouns. I hope you got the idea, and you may be practicing. As you know that practice makes us perfect. Let's see. The following table lists all the personal pronouns, their position, either subjective, objective, or possessive. So let us see the table which lists all the personal pronouns. And as you know that first person, second person, third person, where the first person means the person belong to or person speaking, the second person, person speaking to, third person, person speaking of. What? First person means the person speaking, second person, person speaking to, third person, person speaking of. Let's see here the table which lists all the person pronouns, their position, subjective, objective, and possessive, where they comes, and in singular how they will be, and plural what they will be. Let's see. In the first person, the person speaking, when it come in subjective, that is I, and when it comes in the first person in plural, it become we. The same thing, the first person, when the pronoun come at the object place, it become me in singular, whereas it is us. In possessive, in first person, the pronoun is mine singular and mine in singular, whereas our in plural and ours in plural in first person. First person means the person speaking. I am a honest person speaking. We pray. So like this, first person, subjective, objective, possessive, and we have seen that in first person subjective, I as singular, we as plural, objective, me as a singular, as plural, possessive, first person singular pronoun is my, mine, and our, and ours is a plural. Let's see second person subjective pronouns, singular is you and plural is you. You in the context of single, or you many, you people, or you work hard. Objective singular, second person is you, whereas in plural also it's you. And possessive second person singular pronoun is your, yours, and in plural in possessive second person is your, yours. So you need to concentrate on this and practice. I hope you, by taking examples and doing the practice, you may get the idea what is first person subjective pronoun in singular, and what is first person plural pronoun in objective, whereas second person subjective singular pronoun and objective plural pronoun. As you have seen that first person is speaking, second person is the person is speaking to, the third person is the person is speaking of. Let's see third person masculine. We have seen masculine gender in the noun, and we have seen feminine gender in the noun in the earlier class. In the same way, third person singular, subjective, he, in plural it's they. In objective, third person masculine, it is him in singular, them in plural, and in masculine, third person possessive, it is his, in plural it is their and theirs. Whereas in third person feminine, in subjective singular it is she, in plural they. In objective it is her in third person feminine and them in the third person feminine plural. Whereas in possessive, her is third person feminine singular pronoun and hers is a third person singular feminine pronoun. Whereas in plural it is their, theirs in third person feminine plural pronoun. And in neuter, in third person neuter gender, neuter, in subject it is singular it, they, as a plural in third person neuter plural pronoun. Whereas in third person it is it, in objective singular third person neuter pronoun, whereas them as a subjective third person neuter objective pronoun as them, whereas their, theirs as a possessive plural third person neuter pronoun. I hope this table you need to practice, we need to practice, and by showing some concentration we get the clear idea what is single. We know singular, singular plural, and we know persons, and we know subject, object, possession, subject which comes before, object at the end, and possession showing possession, belongingness. Based on that, I hope you all practice the textual exercises and comes to a conclusion on these different personal pronouns: first person, second person, third person, masculine and feminine, and neuter, personal, singular and plural pronouns. Let's see, without taking more time, we go for adjective. I hope you got the idea what is pronoun. Let's sum up. We have seen that pronoun is nothing but the words which are used in the place of noun or instead of noun, as he, she, her, this, me, you. And we have seen kinds of pronouns: personal pronouns, reflexive pronoun, possessive pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, indefinitive pronoun, interrogative pronoun, relative pronoun. This is all very easy topic to understand. I hope you all practice. And you have seen the table of personal pronouns in first person, second person, third person, in subjective, objective, possessive, masculine, feminine and neuter gender, in singular and plural pronouns. Let's see, without taking more time, we go for the next parts of speech. Adjective. What are adjectives? Adjectives are defined as describing words. They qualify noun and tell us more about a noun. Simply, adjectives are describing words. Let's say an example: Anil is an honest boy. I need some water. Arun wrote 2 mails. Boy is a noun describing boy, honest. So describing words, honest is a adjective. Water, some water, noun water describing some is a adjective. Mails, 2 mails. I received 2 mails describing males 2. So here honest. So what? Honest and what? Some 2 are the adjective as describing the noun. And in the earlier class we have seen that how without even the knowing the meaning of the word, by seeing the position or the suffix which parts of speech can take, we can identify which part of speech it is. Here, let's see how and what are the normal positions adjective takes, and how to identify adjective based on the position and suffix it takes. Let's see example. The adjective comes before a noun. For example, the earth is like a round ball. Even though if you don't know meaning, by seeing that adjective, it comes before a noun, so we can say ball is a noun, round. So we can guess, we can come to conclusion that the round is nothing but adjective. So noun, here adjective takes a normal or usual position before a noun, as the earth is like a round ball, and can take suffix such as a, b, l, e, o, u, s, f, u, l, I, s, h. So these are the suffixes which adjective takes commonly. So if the word possesses this a, b, l, e, o, u, s, f, u, l, I, s, h, by saying that we can say yes, comfortable is nothing but describing word, and possessing suffix a, b, l, e, we can confidently say it's a adjective. Ambitious is a describing word, even though it takes suffix ous, we can conclude that it's a adjective. Again, some example with a, b, l, e, portable, you can say ambitious, like this. Anyhow, we can practice and get the clear idea. Let's see some positions and suffix which adjective take. Adjective take the position after the verb, after the word. Here in the first rule, we have seen that it comes, it take the position after the of before the noun, after the verb, before the noun for describing the noun, and here after the noun. Adjective take the position after the verb. By saying that, we can come to conclusion that it's a adjective. Let's see after the verb. The flowers in the garden look beautiful. Look is a adjective, beautiful. Look, by seeing the position, even though ful is there, we have seen that adjective take suffix ful, able, ous, ish, and even though it comes after a verb, so we can conclude that the word beautiful is nothing but adjective. The flowers in the garden look beautiful, and the suffixes ul, beautiful. And even though we have seen that ish suffix taken by an adjective, childish. Hope, by saying that the position after the verb, we can identify adjective. And here in the same way, how the suffix taken by adjectives are here er and est, which we can see commonly in the degrees of comparison, comparative degree and superlative degree. Big, describing word, and its adjective er, bigger, biggest. Look, by seeing the position and by seeing the suffix which a word takes, we, even though without knowing meaning, we can come to conclusion which part of speech. As you have seen how adjectives which takes usual position before noun and after the verb, and it takes the suffixes a, b, l, e, o, u, s, f, u, l, I, s, h, e, r, e, s, t. And we have seen that adjectives are nothing but describing words. They qualify nouns and tell us more about a noun. Let's see kinds of adjectives. Descriptive adjectives: brave, pink. As an example, he is a brave soldier. Complete describing. Brave. He is a brave soldier. Descriptive adjectives. Next, quantitative adjectives showing quantity. No, enough. I have no money. Numerical adjectives showing numbers as first 60, 70, 90. There are 60 students in the class. 60 is a numerical adjective. There are 90 students in the hall. So describing words, describing numbers. So hence numerical adjectives. Next, demonstrative adjectives. Adjectives this, those, this. So here, but don't get perplexed or confused by seeing this is a pronoun, this is a adjective. So see the position. As we know that adjective comes before a noun. Here we can see flower. This come before flower. Hence it's a demonstrative adjective, demonstrating something, describing something. That's why this is a demonstrative adjective as it comes before noun. This flower is the most radiant. Demonstrative adjective. Next, distributive adjective showing the distribution each, every, each. Each student has to carry or his or her identity card. Interrogative adjective questioning, describing what, which road should be taken, the road not taken, which road should be taken. Exclamatory adjectives, what a beautiful landscape, showing the surprise, describing surprise, what a beautiful landscape. Possessive adjective, my, its, showing possession. This is my house. So we have seen that how based on the function, based on usage, words are described, and we have seen that adjectives are nothing but describing words. They qualify nouns and tell us more about noun. We have seen as a honest boy, some water, 2 miles, and we have seen the position of adjective. It takes before a noun, and it take able, ous, fus, ful, ish suffixes and er, est suffixes, and we have seen descriptive adjectives as brave soldier, quantitative adjectives as no money, as 60 students in numerical adjectives, this flower as a demonstrative adjectives, each student as a distributive adjective, and we have seen which road as a interrogative adjectives, and we have seen what a beautiful landscape an exclamatory adjective, and this is my house as an example of possessive adjective. The list is endless. It requires the practice. As we know, it's a very simple topic, and we know that we are learning since high school, and we may have idea, but to clear some doubts, to overcome any confusion, we are discussing this topic. I hope by practicing you get perfect. Let's see again. As the adjective change its form to show a comparison, this is also known as degrees of comparison. Look, degrees of comparison is a topic we will be discussing in detail in the coming classes. So it comes under adjective. Keep in the mind, describing and comparing. An adjective changes its form to show comparison. This is known as degrees of comparison. So let's see what are the degrees of comparison. There are 3 Degrees of comparison and adjective, they are positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. So see, let us say example here. This is usually shown with a change in the form of the adjective or along with another qualifier. Let's say example. She is tall. What tall? Taller, tallest. Big, bigger, biggest. Small, smaller, smallest. You have seen that adjective takes EREST. Could you give some more examples on this? Large, larger, largest. Again, example, thin, thinner, thinnest. And some examples. If I ask adjective, beautiful is adjective. We have seen that. FUL, beautiful is the adjective. So could you say the other forms of beautiful adjective in comparative and superlative? Beautiful, yes, it's beautiful. Then what it become in comparative? What it become in superlative? Yes, anyone? Beautiful, beautifuler, beautifulest, is it so? Oh my, it's not like that. So what? Beautiful, yes. In comparative it becomes more beautiful, beautiful, more beautiful. In superlative, most beautiful. So here it requires practice. So keep in the mind, by practice we can overcome such confusion. So here adjective which change its form to show comparison, this is known as degrees of comparison. And we are seeing that there are 3 degrees of comparison, that is positive, comparative, superlative. And we are seeing that how adjective which is usually shown with change its form along with another qualifier. And we are seeing example here how, and we are seeing that not only in regular way such as tall, taller, tallest, big, bigger, biggest. We have seen that beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. And we know that good, what good is adjective, yes, is adjective. Then what are the other forms? Gooder, goodest. Oh no, what? Good in positive. Then what about in comparative? Good, yes. Better, best. If it bad, then what? It is bad, worse, worst. See how this adjective, this degree of comparison, this all kinds of parts of speech, this all the words based on the function and usage we are classifying. And these words, when we go on practicing, go on learning, go on using, definitely fetch us to improve our vocabulary. And more the vocabulary, we become more the competent speaker and writer. And every minute activity need to practice. As you have seen that practice makes us perfect, and we have seen that small things make perfection, but perfection is not a small thing. Let's see example on this adjective degrees of comparison. She is tall in which degree? Positive degree. Same thing, but Radha is taller than her. Comparative degree. Tall, taller. Sama is tallest in the class. Superlative degree. Tall, taller, tallest. So in the coming class, we will discussing different for our degrees of comparison in detail. It take and practice to how to transform sentence. We will see in the topic transformation of sentences from positive to comparative, from comparative to superlative. In the coming class, we will learn in detail. Let's conclude what we have learned. We have learned that, let's summarize what you learn in adjectives. We have seen that adjectives are defined as describing words. They qualify nouns and tell us more about noun. And we have seen that there comes before noun and take suffix able, ous, ish, ful, and even though they comes after verb and they take er and est suffixes. And we have seen different kinds: brave, descriptive, no, quantitative, 60 a numerical adjective, these demonstrative adjective, each distributive adjective, which as an interrogative adjective. And we have seen what an exclamatory adjective, my is a possessive adjective. And we have seen the change adjective forms, 3 degrees of comparison, such as positive, comparative, superlative. Let's, before we go for next topic, and before we go for in detail about degrees of comparison, let us sum up today in this class what we have learned. And let's have a glance. We have seen that noun, we have seen pronoun, we have seen adjective, the 3 parts of speech. And we have seen that even though without knowing the meaning of the word, we can identify which part of speech. And we have seen the poem, beautiful poem, where we have seen that describing the 8 parts of speech. Let's see one more time. Recall what we have learned in the poem. We have seen that every noun is a naming word, pronoun instead of noun, adjective, describing word, magic wand, verb, action word, to read, adverb, showing things are done quickly, slowly, preposition, showing relation, in the street, at the station, conjunction, joining words, and or, interjection, surprise, hark. And we have seen riddle, how the play on the word first. And we have seen that how by knowing the context and the prefix suffix that a word take in different position, we can comes to conclusion which part of a speech a word belongs to. And we have seen that some examples. And we have seen that how we can comes to conclusion without knowing the meaning of a word, as in Jabberwocky from the novel Alice in Wonderland, where we have seen a fish thought, Tuglywood as a adjective, Jabberwock as a noun, burbled and whiffing by seeing ing and ed as a verb form, we comes to conclusion they are verb. And we have seen pronoun, its definition, where pronoun are the words which are used instead of noun, as I, we, he, she, it, me, us. And we have seen kinds of pronoun. I as a personal pronoun, himself as the reflexive pronouns, these are the possessive, those are demonstrative, no one as an indefinite pronoun, who as an interrogative pronoun, whom as a relative pronoun. And we have seen the table, we have seen the persons: first person, the person speaking; second person, the person speaking to; third person, the person is speaking of. And we have seen the table of all the personal pronouns. Hope you practice on this table. And we have seen adjectives as a describing words which qualify noun. And we have seen examples of adjectives. We have seen that position the adjective as a before noun and after verb, and the suffixes such as able, ous, fus, ful, ish, er, est. And we have seen the different kinds of adjective as a brave soldier, brave, descriptive, no, quantitative, 60 numerical, these demonstrative, each distributive, which are interrogative, and what and my as exclamatory and possessive adjective respectively. And we have seen adjective is formed in degrees of comparison, that are 3: positive, comparative, and superlative degrees. And we have seen example that how she is tall in positive, but Radha is taller than her in comparative, and Sama is tallest in the class as superlative tall, taller, tallest. And we will learning in the coming class in detail about this degrees of comparison and verb and other part of speech. Till that, I hope that you all practice all the textual exercises, and the only thing is that not only following the rule of thumb the definition, but also by identifying the context, by identifying the function, by usage, we will be coming to conclusion which part of a speech the word belongs to. I hope by building your vocabulary, by knowing the word and its details, hope you learn how to use the word in a proper context and become an eloquent speaker and a competent writer. Till next class, we will meet. I hope you all practice this all things. Till that, we will meet. Have a nice time. Take care. Thank you.